Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel and welcome. Today we are going to be talking about portfolios, which is episode 5 of my small budget business chat for creatives. Okay, before we begin, please subscribe to my channel, and if you end up liking this video, please like it and then share it with other creatives who may benefit from it. Okay, so let's get going. What exactly is a portfolio? Who should have a portfolio? And what exactly should you have in a portfolio? These are the 3 topics that we will discuss today on this episode. So, beginning with what is a portfolio? So when you think of the word portfolio, you probably are thinking something like a folder. Well, that's exactly what it is. A portfolio is essentially a folder where you keep the best of your works. And physically, it's a folder that you can carry with you and share samples of your work with potential customers and clients. But in my opinion, in the time that we live in, you should also consider having a digital portfolio. So anything that you would put in a physical portfolio can also be put in a digital portfolio to serve the same purpose of being able to share files electronically. So my recommendation, have a physical portfolio and have a digital portfolio. Okay, now that we know what a portfolio is, let's discuss who should have a portfolio. So most of the times when you think of portfolio, you think of artists, designers, and such. But I feel any creative person can have a portfolio. So if you're a musician, you should have a portfolio. If you're a writer, you should have a portfolio. If you're a blogger, you should have a portfolio. If you love to sew and you're seamstress, you should have a portfolio. If you are doing anything in the creative field, you probably should consider having a portfolio. Okay, now that we know who should have a portfolio, let's talk about what should go in your portfolio. Now, this list is my own. It doesn't mean that it's the only thing or it's the thing or there's something else that cannot go in it. It's just something that I carry in my portfolios and I know it has come in handy over the years. Just sharing my list with you. So the number one thing in your portfolio should be 5 to 10 samples of your best work, preferably works from your most recent projects. Now, what does this mean? It means that if you can have your original art in your portfolio, if you cannot, for example, if you're an artist like myself and you paint on canvases, it might be kind of difficult to carry 10 canvases in a portfolio, although it can be done depending on the size of it. However, another way to do that would be to just have color copies or prints of your original art, and you can carry that as a sample instead. The next thing I would recommend is to have a document that has a list of links to published works, either by you or about you. So again, if you're a writer or a blogger, you want to have links to your works that have been published. If you are a musician, it would be a good idea to have a link to any press releases that have been written about you. So whether it's work that you have done yourself or whether it is work that has been done about you, it's a great idea to have a document that just lists, again, maybe 5 to 10 links about your published works or published works on you. Okay, next on the list is a biography. Now, I am a professional biographer, so I can tell you when you say biography, most people think just listing a certain amount of your accomplishments. But a good biography, actually a great biography, goes a little bit deeper than that. And, you know, if you have a LinkedIn account, if you have an About Us page or About Me page, a page on your website, most of the times I've noticed that the biographies that are written are very surface level biographies. I would not necessarily call them a great biography, or maybe in some cases, not even a good biography. So to have a clear image of who you are, it's not important to have every aspect of your life examined, but you also don't want to just be robotic either. There needs to be a sense of who you are as a person and your humanity that needs to shine through in your biography. So make sure that you have a well-written biography in your portfolio that will connect with your potential client or customer. This is a very crucial part of your portfolio. If, by the way, you have any questions about how to write a biography or how to make it so that it ends up being a great biography, please feel free to ask me any questions you have. You can leave them in the comments below, or you can reach out through email, whatever works for you, and I will be happy to help you with that. As I said before, I'm a professional biographer, so I do this for a living, and I will definitely offer the services as a biographer to anyone who's interested. But I don't want this to be a selling thing, so if you just need some help, I'd be happy to help you as much as I can. Okay, moving on to the next thing, which is your resume or your CV. You need to make sure that it's updated and it's showing all the productive and positive, energized, amazing things about you in your resume, so you make a big impact. So just like with your artwork and your links to published works, you want to select the best of works that you've done in the years that have led you up to today. Same thing with your art, same thing with your published works. You don't have to have hundreds of samples. You just need to have 5 to 10 best samples of your works that represent you and your work today. So make sure not only is it the best, but again, it is reflecting the work that you're doing today. All right, the next thing we're going to say that is important in your portfolio is to have some testimonials. Testimonials are something you can go and ask your customers or clients to write for you. These are just simple. They can be a letter. They don't have to be a long length essay. They can be just a letter or even a paragraph, sometimes even a line of your customers sharing their feelings about the work you have done for them. Very simple. And some of you may be feeling a little nervous about asking your customer for a testimonial, but don't be. If you've done outstanding work for them, they will remember you and they will be more than happy to write a testimonial for you. So the only thing that's holding you back is fear itself. So fear not, my friend. Go out there and ask for your testimonial because you deserve it. That takes me to the next thing on our portfolio list, and that is letters of recommendation. Letters of recommendation are pretty much the same as testimonials. However, they're not limited just to your customers or clients. Letters of recommendation can also be something that is written by your employers in the past, your coworkers, people who may have done projects with you, project managers and such. So anyone that you've worked with can write a great letter of recommendation for you. You just have to ask them. Again, like with testimonials, if you've done a great job, they will remember you and they will be more than happy to write a letter of recommendation for you. So don't be afraid, go and ask, okay? All right, aside from these, I would recommend that you keep a stack of thank you cards in your portfolio. Again, this might seem old-fashioned and traditional, but I swear by this because there have been plenty of opportunities where you may have an interview or you may be talking to someone who may actually have even a good conversation with you, but at the end of the day, they may skip you and select someone else to do a project or to take on a job. And as disappointing as that can be, and as easy it may be to say, okay, well, forget it and move on, I still think that you will make a huge impact by sending a thank you note to the person who interviewed you or who you spoke to. It's a simple thing to do. It's a nice thing to do. It's a kind thing to do, and it's a good thing to do. You may not get anything in return. Then again, you may make an impact on that person who will remember you, who will remember the fact that despite the fact that you were rejected, you still had decency and kindness and generosity to send them a thank you note. Remember, these are people too, just like you and me. And I think this is a very small way in which we can make an impact on people and this world by doing something so simple as just writing a thank you note. This is a practice that I've always done, and I've learned this from my mom, so I will definitely give her all of the credit for it. And I value this greatly. It's a simple, as I said, old-fashioned traditional way of doing things. But you know, being traditional and old-fashioned isn't always a bad thing. I think there's definitely some good in that, and we can use that. So I recommend sending a thank you note to everyone that you interview with, even if they have rejected you, because you never know where that can end up. And of course, that leads me to the next thing, which is basically, I think I may have already mentioned it, but it's your business cards. You need to have your business cards in your portfolio. And by the way, when you're sending a thank you card, you can insert one of your business cards in it as well for good measure, because you never know if that same individual who rejected you today may have another opportunity for you tomorrow. Or maybe they can recommend someone who has an opportunity for you today. So please do this one thing and just give it a test. I'm curious to know, next time you go for an interview or you're speaking to someone, send them a thank you note with your business card and see if they return your message and see if they call you or thank you or anything. I would be very curious to know if anything like that happens. So please do let me know either by sending me a message or putting it down in the comments here. Okay, so we have covered what a portfolio is. We have covered who should have a portfolio, and we have covered what should go in a portfolio. This video was focusing simply on a portfolio. And I hope these tips that I've given you will help you to develop your own portfolio. Remember, I recommend not only having a physical portfolio, but also a digital one. Everything that I just told you, the list of what you should have in your physical portfolio, is also something you can put in your digital portfolio. You can put PDF files of the letters of recommendation and testimonials and your resume and your biography in your digital portfolio. You can have photographs and prints of your artwork or whatever it is that you're providing as a product in your portfolio, in the digital portfolio. So these things can both be available online that you can send out to people electronically, or they can be with you physically for your appointments and your meetings when you're meeting people in person. So I hope that this has helped you and given you some food for thought on what you should put in your portfolio. And for those of you who already have one, I hope you will have a fresh perspective and you can go through your portfolio and see where you could add things or take away things and make it better. And for those of you who haven't started yet, I hope it helps you to gather your materials together and build a portfolio for yourself. Okay? I really appreciate you being here and listening to me. I hope this Monday has been good to you and that you are in a peaceful state of mind and you can be creative and you can be productive and you can be your best. With that, I wish you a good week. Until next time, keep creating.